We present a novel decentralized communication policy for multi-agent, multi-arm bandit problems that is scalable to a large number of bandits and large number of agents. I am Sanjeev Maitripala. I am affiliated to the University of Peradeniya. I am currently affiliated to the Center for Research and Innovation Services, Sri Lanka Technological Campus. Pankaraj Padmanathan is an undergraduate student of University of Peradeniya. This work was carried out when he was an intern at the Center for Research and Innovation Services, Sri Lanka Technological Campus. Let me provide a quick overview to the presentation that I'm going to do now. I will first provide a few motivating examples where this policy may find applications in. Then formally define the problem that we intend to solve. And then describe the novel UCB-based communication policy that we propose in this paper. And then conclude with simulation results that justify the effectiveness of the policy. Basically, this policy may find applications in a wide class of stochastic multi-arm bandit problems that have a large number of options. An extension of this to include spatially distributed options with mobile robots as agents may also find this policy to be useful. For example, for prospecting for and collecting mineral resources, finding and marking or destroying unexploded ordnance. This policy may also find applications in parallelizing sequential search algorithms. Example, feature point detection in images, something that we are currently trying out. Or it may also find applications in optimal agent deployment in ad hoc mobile communication networks. So what's a multi-arm bandit? The most intuitive way to look at this is as a set of slot machines. Each slot machine yields a stochastic reward with unknown expectation or unknown mean. And the task faced by the agent is to figure out how to sample the machines or how to play the machines so that the expected reward or the accumulated reward is maximized. To formally state this, let's define the random variable ψjt to denote the option chosen by the agent at time t, and the indicator random variable I ψjti to denote whether the event of j picking I at time t has occurred or not. And using this indicator random variable, one can write the cumulative reward obtained by the agent as the following summation. Then the multi-arm bandit problem is to devise a policy to sample the options so that the expected reward, expected cumulative reward, is maximized. If the optimal option is I star, then the regret is defined to be the difference between the optimal option value and the option value that is sampled by the agent at that given time. And therefore, for instance, if you pick the optimal value, then this quantity will be 0. And therefore, a 0 regret will be added to the summation. Whereas each time you pick a suboptimal option, a positive regret will be added. And therefore, picking suboptimal options will increase the regret. When some option is chosen at all time instances, it is well known that maximizing the expected reward is equivalent to minimizing the regret. The regret can be shown to be upper bounded by the expected number of times and suboptimal option has been chosen by the agent. In the multi-agent setting, what we have is a large number of options where it becomes infeasible for a single agent to devise an effective policy to sample these options. Then alternatively, we may employ several agents so that they communicate with each other in some way to collectively as well as individually solve the problem. There are two distinct approaches to a multi-agent, multi-arm bandit problem. In one approach, you may employ a centralized communication scheme, while in another approach, you may employ a decentralized communication scheme. In a centralized communication scheme, central agent communicates with all the other agents and based on the information received decides which agent should pick which option. In the decentralized policy, there are no such preferred agents, and therefore the policy is expected to be robust. And it is through communication between agents that each agent decides which option to choose. In the problem that we consider, we allow the communication graph to be non-stationary and undirected. So communication happens only with in-neighbors of an agent. And by convention, we include the agent also in that in-neighbors. So for example, N68 denotes the neighbors, in-neighbors of agent 6, and therefore consists of the set 3 and 7 and 6 itself. When communication occurs, only 2 pieces of information is shared. So for instance, when agent 7 communicates with agent 1, when agent 7 communicates with agent 1, 7 only receives what option agent 1 has chosen and the corresponding value of the option that the agent 1 has chosen. The UCB option selection policy has turned out to be one of the very popular policies for solving the multi-arm bandit problem due to its simplicity and its effectiveness. And it relies on a set of cost functions for each of the options, Qi, J, and one chooses the option that corresponds to the maximum cost function. Such a policy must balance exploitation and exploration, and this is ensured in the UCB cost function by having 2 parts. One part guaranteeing exploitation and another part guaranteeing exploration. The part that guarantees exploitation is given by the sample mean estimate of the option, which is explicitly given by this expression over here, where you compute it by adding up all the sample values, the information of all the sample values that you have received, and divide it by the number of times such information has received. If the options satisfy a sub-Gaussian process, then one can show that the sample mean estimate satisfies the following tail bound, and this plays a crucial role in the effectiveness of the UCB policy. So one actually notices that this term over here that appears in this tail bound will appear as the exploration term in the UCB cost function. We show that irrespective of the communication strategy that is employed, using a UCB option selection policy guarantees that the expected number of times a suboptimal option is chosen by an agent is bounded by a logarithmic function of the time. And we in addition show that there is a factor in front of the logarithmic bound, and that this factor is less than or equal to 1, and that communication reduces this factor and therefore reduces the expected number of times a suboptimal option has been chosen, and therefore reduces the regret, which is again logarithmically bounded. So let's take a closer look at this effect of communication. And so if you look at this term a little closely, you notice that the denominator is greater than the numerator because the number of times that an agent is made aware of a suboptimal option or any option is being informed is greater than the number of times that an agent has received information of the option through sampling. And therefore, larger the value Nijt to Nijst, the smaller this is to 1. And therefore, you can reduce this factor by increasing Nigct, the number of times that agent J has received information of I purely through communication, where it has not sampled it, but it has received that information through communication. And thus, we see that increasing this factor will reduce this, and thus it may be considered as a measure of effective communication. So how can one increase this effect of communication? We do so by encouraging communication with agents who are more likely to be exploring than exploiting. The logarithmic bound on the number of times that you sample the suboptimal option ensures that the number of times that you sample the optimal option is bounded below by a term that grows as t when t becomes large. So what that means is eventually agents will be picking the optimal option more often than not, and therefore they will be more exploiting than exploring. We will use this property when we design our novel UCB based communication policy in order to increase the communication effect. So in the policy that we use for enhancing communication, we employ two types of cost functions: the UCB cost function for selecting the options, and another cost function where each agent maintains a cost function of the other agents simply based on the communication that it has made with those agents. So here QIJKT are those cost functions. So this stands for the cost of agent K that is estimated by agent J of option I. So based on the UCB standard cost function, an agent will decide to pick a certain option. And we saw that most likely that this option is the optimal option. And therefore, you would like to communicate with other agents who are not picking this option. So in order to guarantee that, we look for agents who have the largest queue that does not correspond to this optimal option. And that is basically our policy. And that's what this implies. And we include J in that set, since by convention, J is also in the set of neighbors of J. So we provide simulation results to demonstrate the effectiveness of this policy. We employ 100 bandits or 100 options with 20 agents, and consider a time horizon of 20,000 time steps. Run 4 trials and average over these 4 trials. Compare these results with the ER graph-based random communication policy. This graph shows the effectiveness of the UCB communication policy. The blue curve here corresponds to the situation where there is no communication between agents. So each agent is solving a standard multi-arm bandit problem using the UCB algorithm. And we notice as the connectivity increases, the regret has reduced significantly. We compare these results with the ER graph-based random communication policy for a connectivity of 1 and connectivity of 4. And notice that the ER graph-based regret is higher than the UCB regret for these low connectivities. So in conclusion, we have proposed a novel communication policy for decentralized multi-agent, multi-arm bandit problems. We demonstrate improved performance in comparison with an ER graph-based communication. The communication is shown to be cost-effective because it only requires the communication of 2 pieces of information. Thus, the policy is easily scalable to a large number of bandits and large number of agents. We have extended these results to include option availability constraints and mobile robots, and have submitted this for review for the 2020 CDC. And the preprint of these results can be found at the archives preprint listed over here. Thank you.